Welcome back to News Geelong Friday edition. The City of Greater Geelong's City Aerosol Network recently put the finishing touches on two unique murals at Manifold Heights Primary School. One of the two walls features the school's 4 core values centred around an Australian bush theme, while wall 2 is a replication of actual drawings by Manifold Heights primary students. News Geelong spoke with Councillor Stretch Contelge at the school.
Today we're unveiling two world-class murals here at Manifold Heights Primary School. The project is a joint initiative of City Greater Geelong and the primary school. These walls that you see now brightly painted up with murals of international standard were once just grey, bleak walls. Were going to be a target for graffiti artists, and we thought let's turn a negative into a positive. So we got working with the school, and this is what's been produced.
And it's brilliant colour, and congratulations must go to John Brown as part of the graffiti leader team from the City of Greater Geelong for their initiative and their foresight.
That's right. John Brown of City Greater Geelong and Marina Keegan, the principal here, got working together to see if we can come up with an initiative that would be supported by the community. And we've come up with these ideas. And these pictures that you see behind me were actually drawn by students from Manifold Heights Primary School. And here we are, a testament to their fantastic creativity.
Stretch, we often see this work done and the question's asked, does it hold or stop the graffiti being made around any of the cities?
Yeah, there's no question about it, and that's what the city has found, is that if you put fantastic graffiti in place, that graffiti artists won't tag the graffiti of other artists, particularly respected artists such as those that were involved with these murals. We believe that these two murals won't be tagged in the way that you would expect the grey wall to have been.
Are we seeing improvements such as this magnificent effort here as far as graffiti around the City of Greater Geelong?
Yeah, I think if people from Geelong drive around, they'll see a lot of the bus stops are being painted up, and that's another initiative because they were a target initially for graffiti artists. If you have a look now, there's some great artwork on those bus stops and they're not being touched by taggers.
Thank you, and well done to the students at Manifold Primary School. 94.7 FM, The Pulse, is a local radio station in the Geelong district area that features a very popular series of live concerts featuring local artists and an opportunity to perform to the public via a free venue and on-air coverage. Let's go live at The Pulse with Ellie Dean.
We're here at The Pulse 94.7 FM on Market Street, Geelong. It's Friday and we're just about to check out the live-to-air concerts The Pulse hold every Friday night for local bands to get their sound out there and be broadcast live. We're about to speak with Leo Renkin, Station Coordinator. Leo, how did Live at The Pulse come about?
Came about probably about 3 years ago when the station manager Gary here at The Pulse decided that he wanted to create a bit of a space for local bands and bands from around the area, because they weren't, there wasn't really much of a space in Geelong for this. So last year and the end of last year and this year we incorporated also because they started to do a Diploma of Music course here in sound engineering. So we get the sound engineering students to come in and record the bands that are playing live, and we also play it live to air. So it gives these guys a bit of exposure, and we also teach the sound engineering guys how to mix down the tracks, and they all get a bit of practice on live gigs as well. So it's pretty handy for them.
Don't stop moving to the funky, funky. We don't like XL7 because, man, I feel like a woman. Let's go, Pops.
So, Citrus Jam, how did you hear about Live at The Pulse?
I got a random email yesterday from Leo, one of the guys that's running here, caught us down at a festival a few weeks ago and just said, do you want to come down to an in-studio kind of set and an interview? So we're like, yeah, cool. Very kind of random and spontaneous, but yeah.
And what do you think that the concert series can do for bands?
Well, it's great having in-studio kind of live performance that goes out to a lot of people that maybe don't get to go out to see live kind of bands all the time, or doesn't work kind of in the hours that, but it's good exposure just to a lot of people kind of in one big bunch kind of thing.
It's good to promote local bands.
Yeah. Did you guys enjoy playing tonight?
Yeah.
Just got off stage, we're a bit kind of but no, it was cool fun.
Pretty good.
Ali Dean, News Geelong.
Thank you, Ellie. We are all judged by how we act, and good men have got it all worked out. Be the Hero is a violence prevention program designed for use in groups of young men, as Meryl Friend reports.
We're here at Johnson's Park for the Blokes' Day Out, and we were able to talk with Paul Zappa about the program Be the Hero, and it's a great idea to educate young men about violence, particularly violence against women. So hopefully you can go to the website www.bethehero.com and find out more.
It's a program we hope to engage young men in discussion about domestic violence. The key is to try and get a preventative program in place rather than working so much with the victims of violence. We focus on violence in general, and then we break down violence against women and look at the specifics around that. The fact that the women are often in the house, they can't escape it, often the children are around when this violence occurs, and there's also a cyclical part to the violence. In many cases it's seen that 80% of kids who grow up in a violent household go on and become perpetrators. So using an educational approach, and we tap into multimedia. So it's an online program, Be the Hero is an online program, and the program we engage via YouTube clips and those sorts of things to get young men going. And from there, once we've engaged, we want to educate. Last year we did about 50 trainings in Victoria, so we saturated Victoria with the program, trying to get the brand out there so that people are aware of the program. And then my role is to train the trainer. So I train teachers who then implement it. This program, which is a 4-week program but sometimes extended over a whole term into their school. And then we've had demand from around the nation, so we've been doing a lot of training in Sydney and last week in Brisbane as well. So it's getting a lot of traction. Our aim is to get the traction, and once we've done that, hopefully we can get a sponsor. This program, devised by the Victorian Women's Trust, fully funded by the Victorian Women's Trust, but that money has a limitation. Yeah, the program is for 15 to 18, 19-year-olds, and the response has been excellent. These kids want to know, they want to be educated. We tackle everything from your stereotypes around being a man and how that's portrayed in the media. So why is this thing about men being violent? Is that true or not? So we challenge that. We challenge the myths around domestic violence. And so along the way, the boys are educated, and through that, our discussions break into pornography and how that can normalise some actually negative issues in society, and then look at violence from a male perspective. Most violence is men versus men, but it also then translates into the home.
From Johnson's Park, Meryl Friend, News Geelong.
Thank you, Meryl. This is News Geelong, Friday edition, as we go to a break and return with more news, sports and weather after this.